Good morning, everyone. The following is what a member on Reddit going by the handle WW2 Amazing Battles had to say. I found a new YouTube channel by a trap dog named Ally Drummond in the video I sent you. She educates women on how to be reliable spouses in a gynocentric world, and tradcock males, such as Gavin McGinnis, have already begun to commend her for her work. Gavin has stated in a video that he has uploaded to his Telegram channel that he believes that she's truly carrying out the will of the Lord. Should we really assume that her company will be geared solely toward women, and that she won't draw an audience of males aged 90 and older who are willing to pay her money and buy her wares, despite the fact that they are thirsty and lonely? Do you recall when, during the time when Trump was president, there was a surge in the number of women launching their own YouTube channels with the intention of attracting male viewers and pointing out to them how conservative and anti-feminist they were? Since that time, several content makers of the manosphere, such as Roosh V, have been trying to caution us about them after the end of Trump's term. We witnessed the majority of these women rebranding themselves, while others vanish entirely from the internet after their followers learned about the dark aspects of their past. Despite this, we continue to see more women appearing to play the same game. Either you are not aware that their game has been around for a long time, or the number of desperate and lonely men has expanded to such a degree in the past few years that women can earn a fortune producing videos about the typical life rather than creating a page for OnlyFans. Well, WW2, I want to thank you for the contribution, and I also want to thank you for the topic. Congratulations on having a memory that dates all the way back to 2016. You need to keep in mind that this occurred over 6 years ago, and there is currently a whole new generation of young guys in the world who have never heard of trout thinking before. Roosh V is also no longer around. The difficulty is that the majority of people don't have a memory that lasts longer than 5 months, let alone 5 years. Hence, traditional thinking first appeared in 2016. Although Gavin McGinnis ought to know better, he is married and wearing his love goggles, so he does not see any problems with white knighting for the femstapien named Ally, who is portraying herself as a traditional woman in order to attract traditional male viewers. Clearly, her audience is not comprised of women. It's also very funny that she's instructing other ladies on how to behave in a trustworthy manner. She is teaching women how to drop their defenses as a guy in order to make themselves vulnerable enough to be taken advantage of by others. Love songs and romantic comedies frequently center on the idea that a guy should be willing to let a lady completely change his heart. It is very evident that she will benefit from this more than you will. Women will present any social image necessary in order to get higher masculine status and greater levels of achievement. The femstapien seems to bring value to women who are interested in learning how to persuade males to open up. But the vast majority of women already know how to do this from a very young age onward. After all, she has her email address below the video for one-on-one sessions. Therefore, it's probably 99 men and 1 woman who contact her. If it isn't already the case, it will soon be the case. So obviously, it's about getting men to pay attention to her in shekels. I also believe that her channel was used primarily for the purpose of meeting men. She has a place where a lot of men can get in touch with her, and they claim that a lot of men are finding their way to her channel. She comes across as somewhat plain and frumpy, but if she put her mind to it, I have no doubt that she could put herself together with the appropriate Chad Roan. When he encounters her females, they are dressed in traditional outfits from the Value Village clown. Sapiens flashes a grin to world show Ally the thumbs as she admits that she is predisposed to having a female temperament, which is characterized by gentleness and obedience. When she talks about being kind, look into her eyes. If you ask any psychologist, they will almost certainly tell you that if a person can't look you in the eye, then they are most likely lying. She is turning her head away from you. The fact that she avoids looking directly into the camera while asserting that she is confident raises serious red flags for me in regard to the content of her channel. In the first 10 to 20 seconds of her introduction video on YouTube, she reveals that she has a husband whom she adores by adopting a feminine persona. She says this about her relationship with her husband. At least she is not like a large number of the other trap dots that are now available. She doesn't try to hide the fact that she's married from you. I am going to assume that she has already located a chat room that will provide her with the bone. She suggests that conventional women should give men the ability to access their passwords on their phones and other electronic devices, and that men should do the same for women. Yes, I am guilty of doing that in previous relationships, and you are correct that it does increase the amount of trust you have in your spouse. If you're not a serial cheater, then you have nothing to hide. That is, unless you started another account that your significant other has no idea about. You may rest easy as a man since you are aware that you can check her email and social media at any time you please. However, due to the influence of reverse psychology, you have no intention of doing so. If she trusts you with that information, you automatically assume that she has nothing to hide, and as a result, you tend to let your guard down. As for Ally, I would basically rate her looks as being a 4. Her body doesn't appeal to me all that much, and her channel has been going on for almost a year now and has barely received 100,000 views. That's really bad news and shows that the information she's sharing with women is not of value to them because they already know about most of it. It would be the equivalent of me launching a channel on YouTube to instruct boys between the ages of 15 and 20 how to ride a bicycle. At that point, they would have been riding bicycles for a total of 10 years. Why would a woman pay for a one-on-one session with Ally to hear about how that woman needs to put on a sundress and take some man's lemon meringue cream pie on her face? There's no need to teach them what they already know. Women are aware that males find femininity in women to be more attractive than masculinity. Promote the idea that women can have masculine appearances while still being attractive because this allows them to get away with being lazy. However, this does not mean that Ally cannot be lazy and wear baggy flower dresses that hide her boobies underneath them. I believe that the entire magic booby routine is something that you are unfamiliar with. The fact that her clothing obscures her shape makes you question how well or how low she is dressed, which in turn increases your desire to see her naked. There are, without a doubt, a few films available on the internet that feature cleavage, but the vast majority of them do not. She also claims that those who take the red pill are angry with her because she does not work and that she is a full-time homemaker. Although she claims that this is her job, the majority of full-time homemakers that I've seen have houses that look like a bomb went off in them. The fact that Ally's husband is a middle-aged white man with a comfortable income belies her assertion that she is not the wealth digger she appears to be. She is either in her middle to late 20s or her early 30s at this point. She claims in the video that she produced for the hypergamy homemakers and she was born in the wrong century. Although she is a monkey branch marriage to a white man, she identifies as Latina. Also keep in mind that only a very small percentage of women make a solid living off of solely fans. Because many women may make significantly more money via trap-thinking films uploaded to YouTube than they can ever hope to make from solely their admirers. It's possible that this is why Ally is engaging in the behavior that she is. The one and only fans platform is now, in both a literal and figurative sense, completely full. Ally continues by offering sound guidance to women on how to attract a man and, more crucially, how to keep him. She suggests that if you want to be a doctor, you should first become a nurse, and if you want to be a lawyer, you should first become a paralegal. This tactic is effective, but before I go any further, allow me to circle back to the ways in which my ally claims that women can utilize traditionalism to mislead men into being with them. She believes that women should be the ones to accept responsibility when things don't go as planned, but from what I've seen, Ally claims that women are too embarrassed to apologize for fear of being humiliated. Wrong. They are reluctant to apologize because they believe it would be detrimental to the physical security of women if they did. She goes so far as to warn that it will take some time for the men to calm down. If a man is feeling emotionally charged, it's possible that he will overreact and start hitting her around. It is not a good strategy to take the blame for a woman, and the best strategy is to deflect it, unless you want to risk getting 5 across the eyes if she takes the blame for something. If she takes the blame for something, it is not a good strategy to take the blame for a woman. If it does have something to do with avoiding embarrassment, then she's probably behind neuroticism, and as a result, she'll feel really bad about being shamed. Women have a natural aversion to being held accountable, and this aversion is part of their instinct. Ally also suggests that a woman should prepare a 4-course meal as an apology for a minor transgression. However, this is merely a method for a woman to gain access to a man's heart and wallet through his stomach, and possibly also to abuse his balls and drain his penis pearls. This increases the likelihood that she will be able to basically drain his bank account in the future. Because the vast majority of other women are more attractive than Ally, she needs to make up for the fact that her face isn't particularly proportionate and that she ranks somewhat lower than average on the sexual marketplace value scale. She also needs to have more positive behavioral characteristics and a higher level of intelligence. They won't need to utilize the tactics that she discusses in the video because those won't be necessary. It's almost as if she's filming this video for unattractive young women whose noses are shaped like snow cones. She also says that a woman needs to clean out her closet, not literally, as most people actually do need to do anyway, but to get rid of her emotional baggage. However, in my experience, a woman can never really get rid of that. She says that a woman needs to clean out her closet. Her struggles with mental illness and her demons have followed her throughout her entire life since she is able to recall every instance in which another person caused her sorrow and anguish. The demons will simply reappear when she is at her worst, but she is correct in her assertion that many men don't want to be surprised by hearing that you've actually had 50 men run through you as a woman, and that's your surprise, or that she has a variety of other problems. She is also correct in her assertion that many men don't want to be surprised by the fact that she has a lot of other problems. In most cases, a guy will end a relationship with a woman quickly after discovering such facts, which means that the woman is taking a significant risk by adopting the ally method. She also encourages women to delete their social media accounts unless they are using them for professional reasons and not for marketing their bodies. This woman is the one who comes the closest to acting like a believable trap that I've seen in my experience. Do you honestly believe that she would be talking to women about how they should be submissive and accountable if she looked like Lauren Southern or Michael Pearson? If she did, I find it hard to believe that anyone would take her seriously. Put that out of your mind. I also have no idea what Ally would look like if she didn't wear makeup. I don't find her all that appealing with it on, and I can only imagine what I think of her without it. But to a man who is 50 years old, she probably looks better than any woman who is in her 40s that he has access to. I don't find her all that appealing with it on, and I can only imagine what I think of her without it. Also, it's not like a woman who is 4 to 5 years old is going to safely deliver his baby. Ally tells women to exercise discretion when it comes to gossip because other women will use gossip against their men when they are at their most vulnerable. Ally is doing something quite unusual here, which is not siding with female-owned group preference. I think she's still assuming that it's mostly women watching her channel and not the guys. I expect information like that to disappear as more dudes show up and she realizes that a real audience is increasingly males that idealize the female image that she presents rather than providing useful information to female viewers. She also says that to validate men's emotions, the men who visit her channel, that is, she's also writing about men not crying except in the case of a death in the family or the death of a dog. And she says that the reason for this is that no one likes a weak man, not women, not children, not anybody. She says this to validate men's emotions. In addition to this, she advises others to present themselves in a manner that is not narcissistic, but she never explains why. Thank you for sending me the link to this video of World War II's spectacular battles. She is more cunning than the other ideas floating around out there. She most likely became an alpha widow, so she would a 50-year-old financially successful beta provider in order to alleviate the burden. You guys can always check out the channel WW2 Epic Battles, which I put a link to in the description of this video. There is a good chance that she lost control of the man that she really wanted and now has to settle for beta box. Anyways, that wraps up my thoughts for the day. Thank you for taking your daily dose of red pills, and please keep in mind that a red pill a day keeps the women who change their appearance to trick men into thinking that they're traditional and feminine away. With that in mind, we hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we raise a glass to you.